Right, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to All for United. This is AFU Uncut, where you have all your favourite hosts coming and chatting about all things United and all things around the globe. How's everyone doing? I've got more than 4 people here today, and I'm absolutely buzzing. There's John, there's Ben, there's Mark, and there's Temi. I've got 1 young person with me and 3 absolute oldies. I'd love to see it. As always, get in the live chat. I'll let them figure out which one's which. Everyone get in the live chat. Let me know what you're drinking. I'm on the Coke again. I'm going to go to John first. What are you drinking today? Is it another Captain Morgan?
Yeah, look, it's the same old, but...
what are you doing?
But I tell you what people don't realise is, I only drink this on the show. Now, that there is like...
Nah, I'm sorry.
No.
3
hours, I did that. Is that 3 hours worth of drinking? That's quite good,
No, last time you showed me this bottle, it was the same amount, so I think you're just bringing us the same bottle and saying, I've drunk this much. Oh, bloody hell.
It's going down.
I'm calling bullshit. Oh, everyone in the live chat, I've just seen a text message from Joe saying he'll be here in 5. Now, as soon as he comes in, everyone take the absolute piss out of him. Okay, I want the entire comment section to be, "Hi, Joe, how'd Ireland get on?" Just everyone do that. We'll see how he does. Let's see if we can make him cry. Ben, how are you, mate? Because I've not heard from you in a while.
Yeah, good. Sorry, I'm part watching the boxing and part trying to focus on this, and my internet connection looks rubbish because I've got the Now TV.
Are you on dial-up? Are you?
Yeah, I went with your broadband providers, mate. They look like they were doing such a cracking job. I got that referral from you. And I'm drinking a God, what is this? It's some Luxembourg pale ale, but we'll get to that with Joe in just a second. Do you know what? I rushed on that I forgot to even get a drink.
Bloody hell.
Same.
I've got nothing here.
Whenever you zoom in on somebody's card, I'm going to run and get something. I don't know what I'm going to get.
Okay, right. What are you going to do now?
I don't know. I'm in a weird position right now.
Mark, what are you drinking?
Did you see how stunned he looked then? You hadn't thought about that scenario, had you?
Yeah, exactly. No,
and I don't know why you're talking about everyone else being too old in this show either, for those that didn't work it out. Mate, I'm going to be Mr. Boring again tonight, and I'm drinking just squash. I'm trying to hydrate myself and cleanse. So, boring.
Mark, I haven't seen you in a while, man. This beard, I like it, man. It's looking good.
It's the same length, mate. It's the same length, mate.
Is it? It looks.
It's not changed.
You look different, man. You look different.
It's the longer hair, I think, mate. Trust me, the beard's not changed. I can assure you.
Let's not lie to me. He looks more unloved than I do right now. Just have a look at him. Like, usually he's the good-looking one out of all of us. He's got scruffy over recent weeks. Let's face it, because he hasn't done any shows, so he's not doing himself up for them.
Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly.
Everyone down a shot for every goal Ireland scored tonight. Chin chin.
Hang on. Who was it that did you trim last time? They're not doing it anymore, Mark.
Yeah, I need to put another request in with the missus, don't I?
Missus. Yeah,
She'll be watching this. She'll be watching this, Mark. Ask her nicely, and she might do it.
She might even do it live.
Hey?
She might even do it live. If we hit 30 likes, he'll do it live.
No, don't be silly.
It'd be like that viral video where the Clippers come in the background and
goes. She'll be under so much pressure, and then it will be shit. And then you'll have a right to take the piss.
Under pressure, and then it'll be shit. Oh, okay.
We did anyway, to be fair, Mark.
Right, I'm going to zoom in somewhere else so that Temi can go and get his drink. Here you go, John. Or should I say, who did we say you looked like last time?
Judge Jules.
Ah, yeah. That was brilliant. That was uncanny. I love that. Tell us something interesting.
Well, I'll tell you something interesting because I'm wearing red glasses today, not black glasses, so I don't look like him anymore. So that's my excuse. That's what I'm going with anyway.
How many pairs of glasses do you own?
3.
Why?
3. Because I'm blind without them and I'm scared about not having glasses. So that'll be why. But these do react to sunlight. So when I'm outside, these do actually react to the sunlight. But yeah, if I lose my glasses, I'm screwed. So yeah, that'll be why. Interesting fact. There you go.
Fair enough. I'm trying to stall here while Temi comes back. But you know what? I'm just going to expose him for his unprofessionalism. I'm just going to have him just there. He's not there anymore. How's everyone doing? In the comments, let me know what you're all drinking. Lauren James is a baller. I'm assuming that's what I was meant to say. And while we're on that topic, we'll ask John. Obviously, today's a very, very big day of history. It'll go down in the record books as the first women's game to be played at Old Trafford. How did it go, John? Because I didn't get to actually watch it, and I'm sure some of the viewers would have done, but I'm sure there'll be some that didn't. So could you let us know how the game went on?
Yeah, so just going into the game, obviously it was massive because we're coming off the back of a defeat against Arsenal, so we was on a bit of a downer. And this game was really important. We need to win our remaining 4 games to stand any chance of making Champions League. Now, bearing in mind that we've been in the Champions League spots pretty much from the second week, then it's a big deal. So obviously going into the game, it was massive. Social media was probably better than ever. The amount of interviews, press conferences that we saw was probably higher than I've ever seen, really. The game itself, started off a little bit slow. West Ham are bottom of the league, so you'd expect us to have a lot of possession and quite a few chances. Being at Old Trafford, I was expecting players to get quite a lot of shots away, whether it be outside the box or inside the box, to say that so the players could turn around and say that they scored at Old Trafford. But the first half, not great. But the second half, whatever Casey Stoney says to them at half time, if she needed to say anything, because I think the players had already knew that it wasn't up to standard, had worked, because Lauren James got the first goal at Old Trafford. So fantastic performance by Lauren James, off the back of a good performance from her last week as well. So she got a headed goal. Wasn't the best goal that she's ever scored, but her performance itself was very good. All the fans are kind of seeing now what the last couple of games, what we've seen of her in the past 2 or 3 seasons. Second goal was by Kristen Press. Fantastic pass by Jackie Gronin. Brilliant, just put a one-on-one with the keeper, and that's what you'd expect from Press. And then from there on, it was pretty much quite the game was won, so fans could kind of relax and enjoy it. We saw Kristen have a few more chances, and it was just a good all-round performance. But what I would say is we needed to win that game, not just because of the Champions League, but the memory of the first game at Old Trafford. You can't brag about it, you can't cheer it if you end up losing that game, because if we had lost that game or even drew that game, it would have been at the Champions League hopes would be completely over. So now they can go home, say that they've played at Old Trafford and actually won as well, so they can actually cheer. It's a very positive memory now.
John, the cool thing is, John, you've now got competition, mate. MUTV doing their own women's football show all of a sudden.
They've been watching All for United, that's what they've been doing.
That's what it is. They're taking inspiration from you, John.
I'm surprised you haven't had a call, John.
I think there's somebody in the comments that will get a call before me, and rightly so. But it's great to see. Look, as United fans, we call out for more to be done to raise the game, to raise the profile. Just talk about it, and we spoke a bit about Sky. I don't know if we spoke about Sky on this show just yet, but Sky taking over the broadcasting, so we're expecting better shows now. So it's not just a case of putting on the FA player and watching the game and then that's it. We've actually got to have proper commentators, proper analysis, proper pundits, and what Siobhan Chamberlain and the rest of the team's going to do, hopefully on MUTV. Just a half an hour show is what we need. It's absolutely what we need, and the demand is there for MUTV. If they didn't do it in the first or second season because they thought that the demand might not have been there, but I think now they're fully aware that it is there.
I said to Natalie in the week, I don't think that this is just a big thing for women's football. I think this is a big thing for sport, big thing for football, because it's the little things that make the bigger difference in the longer picture. And I think the fact that so much money is going into football, not just a women's game, into football, can only improve grassroots, can only give young females as well the opportunity to go out there, express themselves and grow on a football pitch. Like, for me, that's exciting. My little girl, she's nearly 3 years old and she bloody kicks a football as hard as I know any other 3-year-old kick a ball. I know there's going to be opportunities out there for her if that's what she wants to go and do. So it's just fantastic that young girls growing up now and young people growing up now can look at their idols and they can see that actually, their idol doesn't have to just be Cristiano Ronaldo. It can be Lauren James, and these players, and women's football is getting the recognition and so to speak, the limelight it deserves. So it's the little steps. Of course, there'll be people out there already crying out, and they're doing it in boxing as well. And Eddie Hearn said it the other day, for equal pay as well. But that will come. Everything's got a commercial value. And this is just the first step on the ladder for heightening that and for us to get in there. So it's really exciting. Really, really exciting. Really good news.
quickly on that, John, I wanted to ask you because I thought it was a bit of an odd decision. Now, obviously, I'm all for it. Obviously, the women's team should have played at Old Trafford ages ago. I thought that should have been the first thing when it was first formed. It would have been a fantastic way to kick it off. But why do you think they chose to have it now? Do you not think it would have been better to have it, with a full crowd there and they have that kind of a welcome? Do you think there's a bit of a missed opportunity there?
Your first thoughts are yes, absolutely. But I've been listening to Casey Steiner, what she said, and the thought process behind it. I think she's bang on. So 2 things. One day when we do play at Old Trafford, the pressure is going to be on. There's going to be over 35,000 fans there compared to the 2,000 or 3,000 fans that they used to. It's a massive ball game. Obviously, it's not just the actual pitch. It's the walk from the tunnel. It's the whole everything that goes on in the build-up to that week. And they've experienced that now. So when we do eventually play in front of the crowd, then I think they'll be more prepared for it. And also, I think it was more of a morale boost as well. I don't think it's been prepared for a long time. I think it's something that's probably come in the last month or so. And I think Casey's probably done it as a bit of a morale boost because, let's be honest, the results haven't gone our way in 2021. And this definitely lifted them. And we needed the win. And obviously, played at Old Trafford to play the heart out. And we got the reaction that we needed. As for actually, should it have happened sooner? You could argue that, yeah, there's plenty of teams that have played at the men's stadiums. But I think it's all about sustainability. So we could go to Old Trafford in front of 35,000 fans. How many of those fans will actually come back to Leeds Sports Village week after week after week? It's a good start. I'm all for it. But I wouldn't want to overdo it. Once a season, in my opinion, just to create a bit of hype. I'm all for that. But for me, I think there's other things that we can do to kind of create hype. And as Ben mentioned, the MUTV show every week or every match week, for me, that is bigger than the game at Old Trafford.
Yeah, an interesting comment I've just seen from Vicky here saying that Ed Woodward was there. Is that right? I
never saw him, but it's very likely he has been there before. So, yeah, I wouldn't surprise me one bit with it being at Old Trafford as well. Why not? Yeah.
Contrary to the belief of some United fans and football fans, Ed Woodward's actually a massive United fan, big United fan. People might disagree or agree with what he wants.
There was a weird conspiracy theory that he was a Liverpool fan. I was like, what?
No, he's a massive Red. He's a big United fan.
Yeah, and it's just weird, but yeah, no, it's good that he's giving them some kind of importance as well. And as the comment says, maybe he might splash some cash. I don't know what the situation is in terms of them with regards to finances. I'm sure John will be able to tell me more. But
well, on that, I mean, it's not very often that we see Ed at the games, but we spoke about John Murto a few weeks ago. But Ollie's behind it as well. I mean, the actual club, and you see the women's team, women's players going to the men's game. You see under 18s going to the under 23s. I do think that there is a lot of communication in the whole squad, and I think because everyone gets on with each other, obviously Ollie gets on with Casey, and we'll talk about the Nicky Butt a little bit later, but Neil Wood and Quinton Fortune when Quinton was there, they all just seem to get on. So I think that there is a lot of interaction between each individual team in United.
Yeah, we'll get onto that Murto and Butt thing now, because there was a comment as well that mentioned something to do with what Nicky Butt was probably looking to get. So the reports that came in this week was that there was a supported bust up between the two. Nicky Butt obviously wanted a bigger role at the club, I'm told. Potentially even the job that Murto had, or maybe of the same importance. Mark, I'll go to you first, because we sort of discussed Murto's role the last time you were on. What do you make of that news in itself, in terms of Nicky Butt wanting a bigger role than he had? Because let's not get it wrong, he had a big role anyway. He played a very big part in terms of developing the youth academy, getting it back to the level it was, rebuilding that pathway. What do you make of him wanting a bit more than that? Do you think that was his role, or do you reckon he deserved a chance at something different?
Yeah, I think maybe he deserved a chance. I think from what I've read, their relationship was quite strained for a number of months. And it's not the first time they've sort of had a verbal disagreement. Obviously, Nicky Butt's done an incredible job. You know, he's a wonderful loyal servant to United, both when he played, when he came back, and all the roles that he sort of fulfilled. I think, I don't think it was ever going to be the case that United were going to get a stalwart director of football. So it was always going to be someone of John Murtough or Nicky Butt's sort of credentials, really. So I guess either one of those could have had the job. And I can imagine Nicky Butt, with the amount of years he's been at United, probably would have been frustrated. And if there was already, a bit of animosity between the two of them, one way or another, then that would have been the final nail in the coffin, wouldn't it? But whether Nicky Butt would have been good at the job, I mean, who knows? We don't even know if John Murtough is going to be a good candidate for the job, and we have to wait and see as time goes on. It's a real shame. I was quite disappointed with the news this week. I think Nicky's done a wonderful job. I think as a youth coach, he is very, very good. And I think that's a little bit detrimental. And I hope that they can get someone in that will have the same caliber credentials as he does, because he was good. So not good news. And when it came out, I was talking to a couple other people, and I said, I'm not sure if I'm happy about that. But these things happen, disagreements happen, people leave, and that happens in all walks of life. So hopefully they can just get someone in that can replace him.
Yeah, I do hope they replace Nicky Butt properly. And if there's anyone that's going to give that role the importance it deserves, it is Ollie, because he's been part of that reserves, that academy set up before. So I think I can trust him with that completely. Part of the reason that Nicky Butt left, Temi, I'll go to you on this one, was supposedly about the philosophy of the club. Apparently there was a little bit of a clash there. What do you make of that news in itself? Because Murtough has played a part in developing a philosophy of himself. No, you know what? Wait, before I ask that question, we've got to welcome someone here. Everyone in the comments, remember what I told you at the beginning of the show. Hey, Joe. How you doing, mate?
Joe, what's that talking about?
What was that, buddy?
That's a great Panathinaikos shirt.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, fine.
Did Ireland play today?
Okay. This is great. Thank you so much, everyone. Ireland have lost to Luxembourg. Okay.
Hang on. Let me just. There you go. Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Stuart O'Hara, wherever you're watching, Ireland lost. We lost to Luxembourg. Okay. These things happen. All right. It's misery. No one's happy about it. I've got a pint of Guinness, and somehow, Aaron. Yeah, Ireland played today. Ireland played, and Ireland lost. Luxembourg are a good team, okay? Luxembourg.
Joe, can I ask you a question? That sponsor on your shirt, there's a number. Can you show me it quickly?
Yeah.
What number is that? 3. You've conceded 4 goals in your last 2 games, so why is there a number 3 on your top?
Well, look, I'm glad that you're enjoying it, okay?
We thought you were going to come back with an English accent, mate, so I'm surprised.
No, that's the rest of my national team.
Do you know what, Joe? Joe, your top might have got one thing right. If you lose against Qatar on Tuesday, that will be 3 defeats in a row, won't it?
That's quite accurate. That is true. That's true. Yeah. Look, guys. Okay. Look, there's literally fuck all I can say.
Joe, when was the last time Ireland won?
Oh.
No, genuinely, this isn't even me taking the mick. The last time Ireland won a game of football was
4-1 against Bulgaria. Was it against Bulgaria?
1-1 against. No, that's 1-1. The last time you won a game was on the 14th of November, 2019, when you beat New Zealand 3-1.
And boy, did we beat them!
You gave them what for?
Yeah, they haven't been right since. They were so distressed that they got COVID out of their country as well. They couldn't let anyone in. Yeah, no, it's pretty fucking awful. It's awful. But look, at the end of the day, it's nice. Cheers! Yay! Oh, fuck! Come on! Oh,
This is too much.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, no! Oh, I feel like I'm being stabbed in the heart here, guys. Jesus
Wait, cough it. Get that image back up. Get the image back up. Do it again. Get
Don't
the image
do it
back
again. Don't do it again. What are you doing it again for?
Oh.
What is this? No. So we're all having fun here. We're all having fun.
Man.
This isn't bullying. This isn't bullying whatsoever. Yeah. Rock and roll, guys. We're all having fun. We're all having fun. We're all having fun.
Can I just check? Temmie, America won the other day, didn't they? And
Yes.
Nigeria have got through. Nigeria have got through.
Temmie. Everything works out for Temmie. Everything works out for Temmie.
Including t-shirts.
Guess what? Okay. No, Temmie is 2 national teams, and both of them are good. Look at you, Temmie. Look at you. I've got 1, and they're shit. Okay? My national team lose to Luxembourg. Eventually, both of your national teams are going to win the World Cup. Poor Temmie. Oh, poor Temmie. Okay.
Joe, the question is, would you have won today with Michael Keane at centre-back and Declan Rice in the middle of midfield?
We would have won today if I was at the centre of midfield.
You know what?
That's not true.
I think
That's
there's
probably
only
not true.
Joe, I think there's only one more thing that can happen tonight to really put the nail in the coffin, and that's
Your missus giving me a haircut.
Yeah. If you Tinder date text you and says it's not happening.
I've gotten that a few times. I've gotten that earlier on today. So rock and roll. Hey, look! At the end of the day, fuck ye.
Let's bring some good vibes. I want to say big shout out to my nation. You know, you feel me? 90th minute winner. 90th minute winner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Temmie, keep talking.
Yeah.
Temmie, keep talking.
Best team wearing green.
Qualified for AFCON today. You know what I'm saying? USA, amazing during the week. 3-1 versus Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a great.
Good for you, Temmie. Good for you, Temmie. I'm really happy for you.
I'm in a great space. Tomorrow we face, hey, Joe, you know what? Tomorrow we face Northern Ireland. So maybe we can get some revenge for Stu. You know what I'm saying?
Please, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And when you say which way, which of your nations?
Oh, USA.
Okay, please. I don't tend to support the US in national crises, but if you wouldn't mind murdering the north of Ireland, then I'd appreciate it. Okay.
That won't make you any less shit.
But it would make them shitter, or at least more to our level. Okay.
Temmie, just a quick question.
Yeah.
With you living in America, what's it like regarding Man United women's team when Preston Heath came over to Manchester United? What was it like over there?
So
Thanks for changing the subject, John.
John, why did you do that?
Great.
Oh, really interesting.
Unfortunately, the vigor for like women's sport only or women's soccer / football only really happens when the World Cup starts. You know, when qualifiers start. You know, but other than that, like when it comes to club football, it's like very, very. It's not where it should be. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, Preston Heath are World Cup winners, so like they're extremely well known in the country. I love both of those players. And to Stuart's point, not happening. It's definitely
happening. It's definitely happening.
It's definitely happening. If we play the way we played against Jamaica, we're gonna win.
Temmie, I will say, like, word for word, replace Jamaica with Serbia and Northern Ireland with Luxembourg, and that's what I said this morning. Okay, so you're as easily chance to be fucked as I am.
I've had a great international break. I can't lie.
Did you?
I did. I am.
Good for you, Temmie. Good for you, Temmie. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy. Temmie, there it is. That's the show I was actually on. This is going great. Yes, Ireland, fucking Luxembourg. Fucking Luxembourg.
You know, this is why I need to do this for more shows. I need to do this for more shows. Have a load of reaction pictures.
Yeah. Bring them up. It's like having a soundboard. It's like,
no. We have to clip up the past 10 minutes. It's like, so awesome. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad you're having your fun.
Temmie, good luck finding a platform that the last 10 minutes can actually sit on.
Yeah.
Jill, how many drinks have you had?
I don't even know. Ireland are playing. Good one, Jacob. Jacob, I see it all when I follow in your name. You're one of us, okay? So don't get a fucking high horse now, all right?
Oh, yeah. These comments are just brilliant. Thierry Henry.
That is true. Thank Jacob for showing you.
Oh man, this is great. This is so much fun.
Oh, you're having fun. I'm so happy you're having fun. I'm so happy. Declan Rice says, "Fuck you, Declan Rice." I'm so happy for you all. Okay, go sports. Go sports. Can we? Is there?
He's speechless. I'm so speechless.
Yeah, I can keep going. Okay, how about this? How about go? Fuck off. Is that an opportunity? Is that a chance that could happen? Look, we lost to Luxembourg. We lost to Luxembourg. Okay, we lost to Luxembourg.
Oh, crikey!
Wait, is there any players that play for Luxembourg that we would know? Serious question. No jokes right now.
That is a joke in itself, but sure.
That is a joke.
And by the way, Jacob, with the father in your name, that's 12.5% Irish you are as well, okay? No, there was no one from Luxembourg. I just watched them play for 90 plus minutes, and I have no idea any of their players either. There's someone named Rodriguez, I guess, because the fucker scored against us.
I'm just looking at their team now. I don't recognize a single name.
But they got one player in the Champions League, which was one more than Ireland, and he played for 6 minutes for Dynamo Kiev. That's the shit. That's the shit that I'm dealing with.
Hang on, your team's not even that bad. How have you lost this game?
I don't know, but we did. We did.
You say their team's not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay, Ben. Okay, go on.
It's not.
No, I'm sticking up for you here.
Okay, sorry.
The spine of that Ireland team is dreadful. When you think about it, Dara O'Shea, Knight, Cullen, Brown, and then what? In terms of strikers, you haven't exactly got prolific goal scorers up there, have you?
We got none. Alan Brown's a very good player. He's a very good player. Good Preston boy. Good Preston boy.
There's
had a horrible game today.
A couple Premier League players.
You still got James McLean.
Don't get me started on him playing.
That as well.
Okay. I do. I love.
No
James
wonder you
McLean.
lose to bloody Luxembourg. That's who you're bringing on when you're losing.
Okay. We can't. We tried to get Declan Rice and Jack Grealish, and for some reason,
hang on. You tried to get who?
Jack Grealish.
They've also got Robbie Brady came on today. But
Robbie Brady. I rate Robbie Brady.
Name from the past.
Robbie Brady's fantastic.
Ex-United player as well.
Wasn't Robbie Brady playing on this day as well?
No, he wasn't, but that wasn't a good day for anyone.
No. McLean was playing on that day. Sorry, I forgot.
No, he actually wasn't playing either. He didn't make his debut.
He wasn't playing on this day.
I know what you're doing now, so I'm going to stop answering.
Oh, but yeah, I forgot what I was actually talking about before Joe came in, but I just wanted to keep talking about Ireland.
Just to make a quick comparison, the most recent FIFA ranking for Ireland's 42. Luxembourg, 98. Out of 210, I think it is.
Yeah, but we brought them up. We gave them a go. Now they're going to go. The rankings are going to go up, and we give. That's the country we are. We're a country of givers.
Country of givers.
Look, I'm clutching at straws here.
I thought you were a receiver.
You can. I know where you're going with that, you humpy fuck you.
I don't know what I expected when Joe came in, but this has exceeded my expectations times like 20.
Hey, just don't support Ireland. And then I'll be in a better mood.
Oh man,
crikey! You was asking Timmy a question about Nicky Butt.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Nicky Butt's English, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that at me again? I don't know.
He's not Irish, is he?
He probably is. Paul Scholes is, Wayne Rooney is, Robbie Fowler is, Steven Gerrard is. But, none of them played for us, so they can go fuck themselves as well. Not Paul Scholes or Wayne Rooney.
Thomas said they didn't want to play for a shit team.
Well, they could have given us a go for, 45 minutes. I don't know.
Well, Declan Rice did.
Look...
True.
Okay. Is this the way we're going? I still think Declan Rice can fuck off. Okay, I don't know. All right.
So, what was that?
Or, what's that?
Joe's gone. Joe's not coming back.
Oh, my God. I'm putting in a class lawsuit for this. This is bullying to the highest regard.
Well, tell the Irish to send it to the postcode Luxembourg.137, and then we'll answer your query in about 10 days' time.
Joe, Ben wants to tell you what drink he was drinking today.
What are you drinking today?
I feel like I've ribbed him enough. At the start of the show, I said that I was drinking a Luxembourg lager. But
I think all the energy has left my body.
Yeah,
and Harry,
I feel like we've given better jibes than that already. So I don't feel that one's needed.
Yeah. The stab is right here. Yeah, he is. He's a little green. And I actually don't mind Hurricane. His nanny's from Galway. I don't mind him because he said he didn't want to play for us from the offset. But still, hey, what's going on with Man United? Huh?
Good question, John.
It's a decent question. What is going on with Man United?
Who wants to answer that?
We've got no Irish players.
Karthik, ask me the question. Ask me the question.
I'll ask Joe a question before I go to Temi. Joe, first of all, name me any Irish players United currently have right now. Anyway, Temi, the Murto Nicky Butt thing. I was asking you a question about that. I can't remember what it was, but what are your thoughts on it? Because apparently it was to do with philosophy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the conversation point on Nicky Butt and Murto having or Nicky Butt's thoughts on the philosophy not being, I guess up to snuff or whatever. But it's disappointing. It's definitely disappointing because if you look at what Nicky Butt has done, relative to the other people that are getting promoted and are in higher positions, like he's actually like, when we talk about people with a CV, what they've accomplished in that, front office, what we call here in the States. He's done more than any of them. Literally done more than any of them. What he's done with what he's done for the academy is you can't really put a price on that. Like we brought through so many players under his leadership, and it's unfortunate that he's left this way. When he talks about philosophy, I'm curious as to what he means by that. Is he talking about the football specifically? Is he talking about the culture within the club? You can take that many ways. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too sure how to read into what he means by philosophy. Maybe in a year or two when he's in another role or maybe he does a sit down at some point, we can get some more insight into that. But it's really, really unfortunate because I think that out of all of those, I mean, I'm talking about Murto, Fletcher, even Ali. I think he's proven he's done his job the best. That's not shade to Ali. That's not shade to Murto. I think it's just facts. Looking at what he's done. So it's a bit unfortunate. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the club actually looks for somebody who's qualified when it comes to youth. Bringing through the youth, and hopefully we get an outside hire, somebody who's experienced with it. We gave Nicky Butt a chance, and he did amazing. I'm hoping now that we keep that level because we can't afford to lose that quality that we've seen from our youth development. That would absolutely break the club more than we're already broken at the top. So it's critical that we pick the right person to replace him. It'll be unfortunate if we don't.
It's interesting you mentioned people doing their jobs the best because I wanted to ask this as well. Who would you back in that situation? Because on one side you've got Nicky Butt, who's sort of rebuilt a pathway, the transition. Players in the academy now believe they can get to a first team, and on the other hand you've got Murto, who's proven with the women's team. John can tell me more on that, of course, of how he had a part to play in that, in building their team, building their culture, and having a say in that. So he too has something. He has an arrow to himself, of course. So what do we think on that?
I would lean to. I mean, I can't speak too much for what he's done for the women's team. I'll let the pro John talk to that. But in terms of what Nicky Butt has done, I'm gonna obviously lean towards Nicky Butt's side because I've seen what he's done visibly. The work that Murto's done outside of the women's team, we know he's been here for quite a while, but when he got the job, it was almost like, okay, every Manchester United fan had to kind of remind himself, okay, who is this person and what has he done? You don't have to do that with Nicky Butt. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Temi, do you not feel like we need to go back to the other week when we were talking about the fact that John Murto was made director of football, and we all sat here going, well, what does that actually mean? Like, what is his job description? What does that actually entail? And look, Nicky Butt has Manchester United in his DNA. I take that, and I've always said we need more Manchester United men in at board level to help make the right decisions as and when the decisions need to be made. Oh, look at him. Look at him.
Hey, Bruno.
He's making too much trouble underneath me, so I had to pick him up.
Oh, look at him.
Hey, Bruno.
Say hi.
Can we just no one talk? Let's just leave him on the stream. That will get the most views. We don't need to say
Bring the puppy in.
He's so cute.
Our mascot.
Yeah,
Yeah, all for United's mascot.
love that.
Look at that. But yeah,
No, I was just going to say, I've just completely been curveballed. I was going to say, like, I spoke to Barry and Neil about this on Thursday, and I thought something that was really interesting was if you go and look at what Nicky Butt's job was, a big highlight and a big rounded circle of it is the transition from youth to men's football and how he liaises with Ollie on that transition. Yet, if you go and read the press release to John Murtough's role being announced, Ed Woodward clearly states that John Murtough is the guy who's playing the pivotal role in transitioning the youth players into first team players and how the academy structure helps support that. So I think it's really difficult to know what these guys are actually doing in the club in previous roles. I think from what I read, Karthik, and I don't think you're wrong, I think Nicky Butt would have loved a director of football role, don't get me wrong. But I think he wanted Fletcher's role more than anything by the sounds of it. Yeah. Sounded very much like that technical director was the one that is a bit upset that he wasn't like sort of looked towards. So yeah, I agree with Temi. I agree with every like literally every view I've seen online. I don't think we can disagree with it. I think the big thing for me is I can't make a judgment on any of these things that are happening inside the club because we don't know what these bloody people are doing. Like, we literally don't. We don't have a clue because our structure is so rigid. It's like none other in football, you know. So yeah, I don't know.
Can I jump in on that one then? So I agree with exactly what Temi says regarding how well Nicky Butt's done. So there's a comment about Nicky Butt got under 23s relegated. I'm not too sure if
that's different. That's a different situation.
It is completely for a number of reasons, but one, that one, he was a manager then, and it's a completely different role, and two, there's no structure back then, whereas now there's a structure in place. So don't go thinking of Nicky Butt about getting under 23s relegated. He's done something completely bigger than that. So I'm all for what Temi's saying whenever he's bigging up Nicky Butt.
But John, we don't know who put that structure in place, though. I think that's what the guys are saying.
Yeah, which could be true. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And regarding like wanting the Darren Fletcher kind of job, I personally think that this job has been brought in, I want to say for Darren Fletcher, but when Darren Fletcher first come back to the club, say about 6, 9, 12 months ago, there was rumours about him being the director of football back then. I wouldn't be surprised if they've turned around and said, because it happens in other companies, that they've kind of says to Darren Fletcher, right, come back into the club, get familiar with the club, take this role first, and if you do well, we'll have a position for you. Because I know working in retail, that sometimes to get one of the high positions, you can't walk straight into that job because it's so high profiled. You need to kind of work from the ground up, at least for a few months, like a secondment, and then kind of jump into that role. So this isn't necessarily about like how bad Nicky Butt's done, because he hasn't. He's done a great job. But I think it's almost like Darren Fletcher's had his name on this since he's been back to the club. And it's very unfortunate for Nicky Butt because it looks like that he did want it, because I've read it. I think I've seen it in the Athletic. I've seen other people who know people in the club, or know people who know Nicky Butt, and they've basically said that Nicky did want it. And it's very unfortunate that if they have fallen out, there's almost no way back for Nicky Butt now to come back to that club. And one last thing, how do we know that Nicky Butt just doesn't want a better challenge? He obviously values himself really highly, and so he should. You know, if maybe now's the right time with a different structure above him, maybe he just wants a challenge. And if he's not a Man United, then, you know, good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely. Mark, you look like you want to jump in.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Great points, John. Ben, you mentioned something earlier, and I'm glad you touched upon that with Nicky Butt. I think, you know, obviously he probably wanted the role, but John Murtough before United was at Everton doing all these pivotal parts there too. And whilst Nicky Butt was part of that transition, Temi, to your point, John Murtough has a hand in all of the teams and all of the transitions and all of the transfers. And unfortunately, he's got one of those roles, or did have one of those roles, where we don't see what happens. And it's very difficult for us as fans to understand what happens. And, you know, it just works behind the scenes, and that's the way it is. But, I mean, I think my main concern about this, really, as we've seen so many times, is that why are these topics getting leaked all the time? We see team news, we see Ollie's contract, we see potential transfers, we see, we seem to know these things way before anything gets announced, and I feel that that's a problem. I feel United really need to tighten things up so that doesn't happen. You don't see other teams like Liverpool, Man City having those same issues, and I feel that's the biggest problem here, is that these things do get leaked. They are probably spun in a negative way, and they shouldn't. It should be announced and everyone finds out at that time.
Mark, I agree with that. The whole bust up thing, that's something that should never ever be getting leaked. A fight between the director of football and the youth, the leader of our youth team. That's just, for that to get leaked, it's so unprofessional. It's so unprofessional.
Really poor.
If they did fight, I mean, people, we're all grown men. When things get heated, people, things get said, things get intense. But you can't let that type of thing leak to the press. I'm sure Pep gets in fights with people all the time within the club, and there's nothing that's getting leaked out or anything like that. Even Jose, you think Jose's not arguing with people inside Spurs?
He's arguing with people outside of Spurs.
So that's a great point, Mark. I think we need to, they want the transfer rumors like that. That's never going to go away. That's like, they want that to happen. But the other stuff like Solskjaer's contract,
team news.
I was going to say, starting 11, that comes out like half an hour before, and that's been like that for
we do get that
years now.
Yeah,
but like, if you look at Vicky's comments there, that says leaks make the club look bad. Never happened when Fergie was there. Yeah, it was a different era. Even though you look back, it doesn't seem like a different era. But like, there wasn't as much social media, there wasn't as much outlets for stuff to be immediately leaked. Do you know, like if team news was leaked 3 hours before a game, it didn't make a difference in Fergie's era because the world wouldn't know it. The press would know it, and then certain people would know it. But like, in 5 seconds, the world will know if someone's dropped or anything like that. So I don't think it's fair, Vicky. I get where you're coming from, but I don't think it's fair to compare the two.
Yeah, remember as well, Fergie was in the job for 8 years after the Glazers. Now, I should imagine the structure that was put in place then is probably the similar now. So you're absolutely right, Joe. We didn't really have the social media back then. So it could have been that for those last 8 years, things were getting leaked all the time, but we weren't seeing it so quickly.
Can I just say though on that, like, team news leaking, that isn't, it doesn't worry me as much. Like, I spoke to someone who's a coach within a club before, and he's like, well, teams know the opposition starting 11 like 12 hours before the game starts because this stuff is just normal. Like, things get leaked and it happens. So for me, like, when I see a team leaked 3 hours before kickoff, it doesn't mean that the opposition's got one up on us. They probably knew that team about 6 hours ago. Like, these shady things happen in football. But the other stuff, I do completely agree with you. The worrying thing for me is, and Temi, it's sort of what you just said there about the sort of the stuff about Ollie's contract and the fights and stuff getting leaked. For me, you read these things, and 9 times out of 10, you can go, yeah, right, that probably didn't happen. You know it did with the amount of stuff that is and that's the problem. Like, it's not even like cheap paper talk. Like, it's proper behind the scenes stuff that has happened, which is just that's a scary thing. Like, they definitely probably got in each other's faces, and there was some. I think I read in The Athletic. I saw a report in The Athletic as well as The Guardian about this whole thing, and it's not good. It's definitely not good. So it's. I think the saddest part is Butt is leaving with a bad taste in his mouth. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it was kind of a peaceful exit. It seems like it was not ceremonial the way it should have been. He should be kind of getting celebrated on his way out. But it looks like it's unfortunately not going to be the case.
Well, Karthik would know this. I still don't understand. Nicky Butt never got a testimonial. Played for United for 11 years, never got a testimonial.
Really?
Mate,
that's crazy.
He's served United over 20 years. I think so.
Was that such a big thing back then, if I'm honest?
Testimonials?
Yeah.
No, they were bigger than they are now.
I feel that we know more about them nowadays, and that seems to be more of a done thing now, but I'm not sure if that was a big thing back then.
When you think about it, that obviously the rest of the players that stayed under the class of 92 all got testimonials, but Nicky Butt was the only one that didn't. But even Beckham in the end got United send off.
That was because of the way he went, wasn't it?
Well, of course. But
I
like,
actually
even in the end, though, like, you remember
Yeah.
he came back. The game at Old Trafford when he retired, although it wasn't, so to speak, his United testimonial, it's still like a United legends against AC Milan legends to celebrate the career of David Beckham, sort of a testimonial. But yeah, he never. I mean, I'm not saying it's a problem, but it's just mad that how Nicky Butt, you know, as such a servant to the club, you know, just these little things here on how things have ended from his playing days and this now. It's just. Yeah, it's very odd because he was a as the guys were telling me have told me and people who have watched him intently. You know, I saw a bit of him. I can't remember an awful lot because I was so young. Contrary to your belief, Karthik.
I believe it too. I believe
he was a loyal player.
Yeah. When he made his debut,
100% all the time.
when he made his debut, you were about what, 20?
When did he make his debut? 90.
it would have been 94. No,
93, was it?
no, 94, 94, 95. 94, 95. Same
No,
time.
I think it was earlier than that. I do think it probably was.
I'm sure he was with the 92 lot. I'm sure he was.
I thought it was 92, 93.
I'm sure he
No,
was. Yeah.
no, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't.
No, I think it was because he played till 2004 and done 11, 12 years.
No, but
I'm sure
he
it was. It was
retired
either
early.
90 or 3.
Sure, he was at. Who were you talking about? You talking about Nicky Butt?
Nicky Butt, yeah.
Let me have
No,
a
but
look.
don't forget, he went to Newcastle. He went to Birmingham.
He went to Newcastle in
No, we're talking
2004.
about Jaden McLean. That's who we're talking about. Jesus Christ.
Well, sorry for bringing a point to the.
Right. On the topic of leaks, this is going to be a fantastic segue. I'm so proud of myself.
Just a quick one.
Oh, don't ruin my segue, Mark.
21st of November 1992, he made his debut.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
He
yeah,
played till
no.
2004, didn't he, Mark? Was it 2004, 2003?
I believe so. He went to Newcastle, didn't he, at 2004? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, Joe. See? I was even born then, and I knew. Anyway, on the
So I
topic
wasn't
of
born
leaks,
then either.
Who?
I wasn't born then either.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. I was born in 1994.
I was born. Ben was born 3 times at that point.
Right, I want to talk about this United kit that was leaked, right? The segue's been ruined 3 times. This kit.
Karthik, do the segue again. Before we do, can we all take a bet on where we think Nicky Butt's going to end up?
What? Oh, Ajax.
What?
Oh,
What?
no.
What?
I reckon he wants Ajax.
I'll go Everton.
Everton.
I'll go Leeds.
As first team coach, like as
I
manager.
expected Timmy to say New
No, not
York
as
Miami.
manager. Not as manager. No.
No.
Okay,
Oh, to be fair, Miami's a
as a
shout.
player, that's a good shout. Inter Miami.
Probably
He's
go.
gonna be at Miami.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be Miami. But I reckon he'd love Ajax. That's where he wants to be.
Apparently, he's favourites for the Preston job.
Okay.
What?
That's
Preston.
new. I saw.
As manager?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh no.
I saw Derby coach.
Yeah,
under
with
I
Rooney.
that
thought Derby. I was going to say Derby.
Oh no. I'd want him to stay in the youth bit. To be honest.
Up to
I reckon-
Celtic with Keno.
No, they were never the best partners.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know about
options.
that.
There's options for him though, isn't there? I think I think he has to go in as an assistant manager or a first team manager somewhere. Otherwise, it doesn't really make much sense.
Do we think he wants a manager's role though?
Yeah. He wants more power, doesn't he? So I think so. Yeah.
Unless unless there is a technical director job going somewhere.
Well, what about Salford?
Well,
He
yes.
parts own it. They've now not got a manager.
Would-
Mark's
would he-
taking an important call. Mark, say boobies. Oh no, didn't work.
Sorry?
Please.
No, don't worry, mate.
Sorry, my mate called me.
No, it was Nicky Butt. He was telling them where he's going.
What did he call you?
Who?
What?
You
Joe's
said
making a shit. Joe's making a shit joke. I'm just going to
Yeah,
ring it.
that's a
This will
real
shut him
dad
This will shut
joke,
him up.
isn't it?
This will shut him up.
Wow.
Shut up,
What
Joe.
did he call you?
Shut up, Joe. You lost 1-0. Shut up.
Going so well.
But I want to show you these kits because they look absolutely
go on.
mint, and I'm going to spend all my money on them. Right? What do you think of this?
Love
This was
that.
leaked
Beautiful.
earlier in
Yeah,
the
I
week.
love that.
Beautiful.
Love that.
We were speaking about this kit last week when we were talking about favorite kits, weren't we? And I said this was one of my favorites, didn't I? I swear.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, it's so
Lovely.
nice. So
And
Have you
then
seen that
they
the Adidas
topped it.
packages back?
And then they topped it with this.
That's
No,
fine.
I'm not
I
big.
like it.
I like it.
I like them both, yeah.
but the
It's
the
simple.
sponsor is going to ruin it though. That's the thing.
No,
It will.
It worked with Vodafone.
No, it's not. It's not. What is our new sponsors called again? It's the
Team
worst
Viewer.
thing.
Team Viewer.
Are we being sponsored by them now? Oh, well, thank you for asking, Joe. We're sponsored by Team Viewer.
Can I just say the best kits in football are the international kits, and that's because they don't have a sponsor on them.
Speaking of
These
international kits, what's the Ireland kit?
What's the Luxembourg kit?
On the international kit, did anyone see that Germany kit and how
Yes.
disgusting it looked after the numbers were on it?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's but plain, it looks
Yeah.
insane.
Playing with nothing is absolutely beautiful, but after it had the big fat numbers on the front and the back, it looked terrible.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
No,
But-
I'll agree,
yeah.
but I didn't see it.
Did you not? Were you too busy looking at Ireland?
I knew that was coming when I said anything. I knew.
But yeah,
the New
no,
Mexico home kit is cool as well. You need to go and check that out. It's got like black. It's black and pink. It looks mental.
Ooh. But no, the big part of this kit was the logo, as Ben mentioned, the Adidas logo. That classic, the classics.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch us lift the league in this.
Yeah, I don't like that kit. I do not like that. I think the Adidas logo has to be above the
No one
United.
called
Yeah, that's the issue. If they flip it, it's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, actually.
I did not. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, you know what?
It's a good kit. It's a good kit.
I like the middle crest ones. The last one, Poborski, when he signed, do you remember that shirt with all the sort of diamonds here and then it had the
Yeah.
United crest there? I think they look better, those ones. And we had one with Vodafone, I think. I like that.
Yes. Yeah, that's when we were sponsored by Nike.
Nike.
Yeah, it was Nike.
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 Wait, no, were we still with Nike? Yeah, whatever.
Talking about Nike.
Yeah.
Who else?
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to say, that whenever I think of Nike, all I could think of were those Nike. Fuck Nike. Nike. Shut up. It's Nike. All right.
No, it's not. No, it's just not. Just because you say "fuck off," Ben, doesn't mean it's true. It's
It's
Nike.
Adidas. It's Adidas.
Joe,
It's not Adidas. It's Amazon. It's not
I'll
Amazon.
take this for you.
Joe, yeah, I was going to say, if you're talking about telling people to fuck off, yeah, you lost 1-0 and it still happened, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheers, Mark. Always got your back, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, all I can think of is those. Do you remember those Wayne Rooney boots that had the 90 on the back heel? They were white and they had the red.
Yeah.
They were my football boots when I was younger. I loved those boots.
I them as well. They were beautiful. They were beautiful.
Hang on a minute. Wayne Rooney wasn't playing when you were young.
Of course he was. 2003, 2004.
No, he wasn't.
I would have been in my early teens.
Sure.
Kartik, look. This is your question. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Where's my passport?
Yeah, we need identification for this.
Yeah, I
don't-
don't. Look.
I
Oh,
don't
sorry.
Ben,
I'm still on the boat. Do you remember the rumor that went around years ago that Kanu faked his age?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the same boat with that with Ben. There was no way Ben's not 40. Okay, no way. All right.
I don't
Ben,
look old.
when
You're the one,
early,
and Ben. By the way, you're the only one who keeps saying that. Mark, go ahead.
when you were in your early teens, did you have a beard then as well?
Do you know what? Do you know what though? I was the first to grow a moustache. Or moustache, Joe.
Was that? Whoa! I was sitting here enjoying my square, and then all I hear is, "What? I didn't do anything. Why am I getting this? Why am I getting Mbappe?"
It's just funny. It's funny.
No, suddenly a moustache is me. Okay.
Joe, how do you say do you say Amazon or Amazon?
I speak correctly.
Amazon.
You can't put on an American accent to say words whenever you like. It either goes one way or another.
No,
it's either
I say-
Nike or Nike. It's either Adidas
No.
or Adidas. Or it's Amazon or Amazon.
Okay. No, it's Nike. It's Amazon. All right, and that's just
It's not,
fact.
though.
It is though.
It's not.
Good argument, Ben. Just saying it's not. Suddenly,
It's not.
suddenly, oh yeah, but it's not. Suddenly, I've changed my mind. Suddenly, I've seen the light.
You know what?
With-
Now I'll do it.
It's like scone and scone. It doesn't make it any different.
No, scone is a scone. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No,
Scone!
Joe.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you?
What do you mean? I speak
It's a
well.
scone. It's a scone.
The point
Why
is
is it?
like the round collar. Yeah, just take it back.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Who's talking about football now? Get lost.
Yeah, we're talking about scones. God damn it.
Has anyone got
Joe-
any more sports for Temmie? Just like that.
Yeah. Have you heard of croquet?
I've had a crochet. No, have I?
Oh yeah,
No, I
yeah.
haven't.
Of course. It's the little hammer thing, right?
That's a shovel. Is that a shovel? What's he doing? Go on, you're doing great. Yeah, you're digging a grave. Okay, go on. I feel like we're playing charades here. Go on, yeah, you're doing great.
What other obscure sports can we suggest for Temmie?
I think myself and Demi have discussed Gaelic football before, have we?
Have we?
I guess no. It's the best sport in the world. Look up Gaelic football or hurling. I've definitely discussed hurling on this show before, but it's the greatest. It's the fastest field sport in the world, and it's better than all ye bastards.
Also, I've got a comment here. Not a quarantine haircut
Yeah.
between you. Have you not seen the state of this man? I'm only joking. It's not as if mine's any better. I mean, look at it. Fucking hell.
Yeah, mine's insane.
Green Devil, you're one of me. Why are you attacking? Yeah, attack everyone else. You say that except Bar Joe, and then we're on the same.
I got. What else has he said? It's a scone, as in cone. What's wrong
Yes,
with you,
it
Green
is.
Devil?
Yeah, Green Devil, keep it up. Represent. He's gotten one.
He's also getting a bit upset that I didn't read his comments. There you go. I've read all of your comments. Is that fine now? Okay. Bloody hell.
Literally every single one posted.
Yeah, and he also seems to be some sort of Batman villain too, which we should be a little bit worried, I guess.
Hey, no, he's a good guy. The Green Devil's a good guy. He supports like mad on Twitter. Shout out to the Green Devil.
Yeah,
Shout out to
absolutely,
you, mate.
absolutely. He might be a psychopathic murderer who dresses in clown makeup, but he
that doesn't
supports the channel, guys.
That's fine as long as he retweets. That's fine.
Yeah.
I've had.
Well, there you go. Joe, did you know that? Did you know that?
Oh yeah. Look, okay. Green Devil, we have a lot in common. I'm drunk as well, and I also lost to Luxembourg. Okay.
I think that's the point he's trying to make, Joe.
Woo! We're all having fun here.
This is too easy. This is far too easy.
Look,
my aim is to make Joe cry by the end of this.
You make me cry every day.
Oh shit! That was close. That was fun.
Can we do a Q&A before we go? Ask a question. It can't be Irish related. I shouldn't have said that myself because it's definitely going to be Irish related.
Too late.
It's
I
too
was going
late.
to all be Irish. related. What does this mean, Joe? You're doing your great father, Jack. What's that?
It's one of the greatest characters ever made. Fucking
Father
Mark
Jack?
should definitely be. No, John should be old enough.
I know.
Mark should be old enough. Yeah. John's old enough. Mark should be old enough. Ben, you're too old. That's why you didn't get
Don't
it.
know him, mate.
Who's Father Jack?
Who is
From
Father Jack?
One of the greatest shows ever made, Father Ted. He's one of the
Is
lead
he?
characters in that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, question from Stuart. He says, "What is your favorite World Cup football?"
My favorite word as in moment. I think he means moment.
No, I think he means the ball.
Literally the ball.
Yeah, I think he does.
What? I
Joe,
don't fucking know.
Assuming his question.
The last World Cup Ireland were in us in 2012, for the love of God. And thank you, Stuart. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jacob. Jacob, you might be 12.5% Irish, but you got the Father Ted reference, so that's good enough for me.
Father Ted.
The one I remember the most is South Africa 2010 because those balls used to literally. I remember everyone was just like every time I was just going like 10 yards above the post. So yeah,
but Temmie, don't you think that James Rodriguez has his whole career to thank for that football?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Literally, he was banging screamers in that with that ball. So that big credit to him there.
I'd like to say that football ruined Rob Green's career, but no, he was just shit for that one. So
That was so funny.
Who's going to win the fight tonight, by the way, guys? White or Povetkin? Anyone care? No, just me. Okay.
No, sorry. I thought you meant there was going to be a battle between the six of us here, and I was going absolutely.
Joe's not winning. We know that. Irish always lose.
No, hold on. Not when it comes to fighting.
As well.
Look, okay. What I would say is, fuck off, first of all. And if there was a six-way fight, if I'm looking around...
Whoa, this is a podcast. I don't know what you thought
Be
this
careful.
was.
Just
There's no six-way happening
next week, Joe, we're doing a swear jar. right? This
Okay.
podcast, I'm fine with us swearing as much as we want to swear, right? But the amount you have sworn in the last 8, if anyone can count that up, please.
Okay,
do it.
Ben, I'm gonna put it this way: how many times have Ireland lost to Luxembourg before?
I will find out for you. Hang on.
You've lost as many games as you've sworn tonight. I mean, that's quite a lot in a row as well.
But okay, in the comments, who would win in the fight between the 6 of us? Who would come first? Who would come last? And who's the final 2?
I mean, I'm just.
Let
saying,
us know.
guys. I'm just saying.
Oh, Joe, you'll be
we can
interested
clearly
to
see
know.
it. We can clearly see the push, Ben, but we appreciate the effort.
Joe, you'll be interested to know you've played Luxembourg 5 times and you've lost only once, and that was today.
That was, lucky me. Lucky me.
And all the others were before your time.
1987. Yeah.
I think the man above.
1954, 1953, and
Oh my God,
1936.
Stuart's coming.
So they waited for you to lose against Luxembourg.
I just
Stuart's
saw Stuart's
coming.
head. I just
Stuart's
saw
coming.
Stuart's comment.
Oh my God.
Who were the other 3 against?
Oh no.
That's a good question, Mark. That's a good question, Mark.
Was it against Ireland? The other 3?
Man.
Yeah, that's us. That's us. We did it. You're welcome. We just didn't. We unfortunately didn't make the bronze medal section. We just came outside of that.
25, Joseph.
Fourth win in 100. You know, that's a lot of fucking games.
But hold on. My favorite ball at the World Cup is 1990 when Ray Houghton put the ball in the English net. Whatever ball that was when we beat England 1-0. That's.
I'm going to find
That's
who else Luxembourg beat.
I could not have written a better script for tonight. It's like like Ireland losing to Luxembourg is like
Timmy.
The man above just dropped this nugget for us and said, "Stream, guys, just stream and have fun."
Timmy, do you remember the way you're my guy? Okay.
Am I not your guy anymore?
No, you're still my guy, but just we better not lose to Luxembourg again. I'll tell you what.
Joe, would you like to know? Would you like to know who Luxembourg have previously beaten?
Do you know what? I really, really, really don't.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. Montenegro, who actually managed to score against them, by the way.
Cool.
Cyprus, and also Azerbaijan, who managed to score against them.
Okay, I will say to the Martial fans out there, Mr. Temmie, that
Qatar beat them the other day.
yeah, but Qatar are hosting a World Cup.
Yeah, and you're playing them next, Joe.
And that
I will say.
Does that make him good?
I literally am clutching at straws here, Mark. Okay, I will say France, to shock of someone, drew 0-0 against Luxembourg. Okay,
They didn't lose.
they didn't. Okay, so rock and roll. Here we are. We're all having fun, aren't we? We're all having fun with the good old Mick, the good old Irish guy here.
Joe,
Who?
what are you like with the watch-alongs? What has that been like? You've been doing some watch-alongs this week, haven't you?
Yeah.
A few defeats. What have they been like?
Okay, a few of our defeats, a lot of tears. We scored a goal. That was nice. Other than that, it's been kind of like, well, we're shit, aren't we? And then and then a lot of crying. So that's kind of been it. It hasn't been something to write home about. I haven't run to my parents and gone, guess what? I've just done a watch along with Ireland's losses. Yes. This is wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
But Joe's told it to me for my Tuesday night viewing. That's what I'm going to be watching Tuesday night for the Qatar game. It's Joe's watch along.
Just Joe melting down.
I'm melting down now, and everyone's having.
I think you've probably just gained a huge audience. Everyone's going to be tuning in on Tuesday.
Yay!
People might actually watch Ireland now.
No, people, seemingly people are, because they're all here going, we're shit. And I'm like, ha ha ha, joke's on you, I knew the whole time. You know?
No, I do feel a little bit sorry for you, Joe.
Don't lie.
I do. I feel a little bit sorry for you.
Well, it took you an hour and 5 minutes to tell me. You seem to have you had a lot of fun in the meantime before you said, hey, Joe, I feel bad.
Well, I said a little bit. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, but like little's more than a lot. And Green Devil's got it right there. We're protesting the Qatari World Cup. You're welcome.
Why?
Because
you're so shit you don't want to play in it?
No, because of, fuck you again. I'm going to stick with that one. That's been my answer for a lot of the night.
I'm gonna put you out of your misery before Ben starts to swear jar, and because Ben looks like he's very focused on the boxing, we're gonna end the podcast now. Everyone, thank you for joining us on this absolute barrel of laughs. This is why I love this podcast. It's been absolutely brilliant. Everyone, whack a like on the video. It's absolutely free of charge, and it might make Joe feel a little bit better. So please,
it won't.
It will. It will. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment as well whatever you thought about the video. Tell us your favourite football, because apparently that's what we were discussing before Joe, had a meltdown.
Showed mine and you all ignored me.
Sorry, what?
I showed mine and you all ignored me. 1 sec, I'm getting to get it.
No, I saw it. 2002 World Cup. It was great.
2002 World Cup.
It is lovely. I remember Ronaldinho put that over David Stevens' head. It was beautiful.
Shut up. Anyway, we're gonna get going now. So if you haven't subscribed already, please go do that. And I will leave you on a picture of Joseph. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and of course 4. Bye, Joe.
Bye.
It was 1-0, not 1-1.
Okay, well that'll do that.
Cheers, guys. In a bit.